Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We'll also hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 249 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this time frame. Now, this is my second year ever running. Within the first full year of running, at the age of 31, I was able to run 1,002 miles. I did that within 175 days out of the year in 2020. So me going for 1,500 miles is over a 50% increase in the amount of miles as opposed to last year. And me going for 365 days this year is over a 100% increase in the amount of days I'll be running as opposed to the amount of days I ran last year. Not to mention this year, again, is all days in a row with no days off. If that wasn't enough, I have also challenged myself within that time frame to run two major races. One of those races being an ultra marathon 50K trail race. That was the Yankee Springs 50K trail race in Middleville, Michigan on June 5th, 2021, day 156 of my journey. I ran that with my buddy Joe. I was able to finish that within 7 hours and 15 minutes and 22 seconds. So officially am an ultra runner, and not only was I able to do that, but I was able to continue the streak ever since then. I also am now getting ready to run the Detroit Free Press Marathon that is coming up here in October. I will be doing the Motor City Challenge of that race, running the competitive 1 mile and 5K the day before the actual marathon, and waking up the following day and running the marathon. Again, that is in October, mid-October, so we're in mid-training for that, about a month and 10 days out of that. So other than that, we can actually kind of talk about mileage. So for the day-to-day, day 249, today was Labor Day. It was a Monday, so it starts the week. So for the day today, I got out there and I put in, says 7.1, but it was actually 7.09. So we're going to give it an even 7 because that's what will pop up on the image when I post it. So we're going to go with 7 miles. So that put me at 7 miles for the day, 7 miles for the week. That put me at 30.4 miles for the month, which put me at 1,143.4 miles for the year. Let's focus in on these monthly miles. Every single month, I challenge myself to a 100-mile challenge, and I do it in honor of a charity in which I donate money to, and I also start a coinciding fundraiser to raise money and awareness for that same charity. For the first 8 months, we were able to raise money for 8 great charities. Now we're in the 9th month, the month of September, and the 100-mile monthly challenge is in honor of the National Rise Syndrome Foundation. If you'd like to donate to this month's fundraiser, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Instagram or Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram or Facebook story. Within those stories, just click on the link and it'll open up the page where you're able to make your donations. All donations that get made go directly to this fundraiser. Facebook is not taking any cut or portion of that donation. Other than that, I do know times are tough and not everyone is able to make donations. So if that is the cause and you'd still like to help out, the next best thing you could do is click that share button and ask other people as well to share this fundraiser, because we are trying to raise awareness for it. That is the other thing we're trying to do outside of raise donations, is just kind of raise awareness and let people learn about these causes throughout these months. Other than that, we can kind of get ready to get into today's episode. But before we do that, let's do the word of the day. Um, today's word of the day is coiffure. A coiffure is a style or manner of arranging the hair. Coiffure, coiffure. That is today's word of the day. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but we'll go with that. So let me take a little swiggy here of water. It is late. I am tired, but have to get the episode in. So, and still haven't done the post yet. I was doing a little bit of editing with this new camera, which is really awesome. I really like it. Which I've not been recording these episodes on, as you can tell. But pics and videos are currently on the new camera. Really awesome. Really enjoying it. So, other than that, let's get into today's episode. Episode 249. So for today's episode, today's theme is going to be fuel. And I want to talk about it for a couple reasons because one, it is something I truly need to get better at. I need my recovery is pretty good. My recovery fuel is not bad. I do load up with some good protein powder, a good mix of throw some spices in there. They're anti-inflammatory. I have a little bit of creatine in there. I got just like a little good mix of, vitamins and stuff too that go in it that are kind of really helping out. And, just frozen fruit I put in my recovery smoothie. So that portion of my fuel is good, but it's outside of that. I really need to kind of be more cautious about how I'm fueling my body. And it's very important, the fuel that we put in. And I've given myself the excuse because all of the miles I've been putting in and how much I have been running in, burning off a lot of these calories and all this stuff. I've been, just drinking lots of pop that I normally, for a while before I started running as heavy, I wasn't drinking as much pop, and then I just noticed at a lot of running documentaries and videos I was watching, I noticed a lot of the runners on the trails, especially these long ultras, chugging pops for calories and just to get it in their bodies, and I understand that, but doing it every single day isn't necessarily probably helping. Maybe on the day you're running, maybe that'll help get the calories in you and be refreshing, and I understand that aspect of it, but the way I'm kicking back these sodas these days, I don't think it's a good thing. And then same thing with just the way I'm eating, fast food or just eating, lots of carbs and lots of candy and sugar and lots of bags of chips and snacks and stuff like that, and not really fueling myself up with lots of good, actually healthy snacks or anything like that. I'll buy nuts and stuff and I'll never eat the nuts. And there's just a healthier way to really refuel yourself and to try to keep your body in a better condition, which I have been truly failing as of late. So I'm doing lots of exercise, as we can tell, and I've been loading myself up with lots of fuel because I need that fuel. But the type of fuel could definitely be a better source and a better type. And again, it's not to say that going out and eating a greasy burger every once in a while or eating pizza every once in a while or whatever the case may be is a bad thing. But when there's just so many better options out there to load up on it, and it's not even those, like, the food has been bad, don't get me wrong, but I cannot let the sodas go to the wayside, because that, I think, is my biggest problem I really need to slow down on drinking these sodas. I've noticed like how much sugar intake I've taken in as of late, and then I'll start eating a lot of sweets because of the amount of sodas I've been taking. And so, yes, I truly, truly, truly need to be more conscious about the fuel I am using to fuel my body. Um, I know there's certain diets, and not every diet is for everyone. There's a certain diet that is out there that'll probably work for a different person. So definitely try to go find your diet, but try to make sure you are still eating healthy, good stuff. You don't have to cut out all carbs, but if you're just only eating carbs and only eating processed food, that is something that is truly probably it's not probably it's truly bad for you, and to really try to cut it out. And if you're drinking lots and lots of soda instead of drinking lots of water, that's the one thing I've been trying to be more conscious of, and I'm starting tonight, and I'm going to try to follow through with it tomorrow. So I'm trying to focus in on drinking lots of bottles of water, especially with this race coming up. I want to stay as as hydrated as possible, and the best way to do that, drink water. Yes, I can take electrolytes, which I should supplement a little bit of electrolytes here and there to make sure I am staying hydrated. But in general, just stop drinking soda, which is just sucking up a lot of the hydration by working. I don't know. I can't even make up and pretend like I know how soda dehydrates you, but I know soda with a little bit of water content in there, yes, you can get a little bit of hydrated, but I think like when it soaks into your kidneys or whatever it soaks into, I think it actually dehydrates you more as it's working out to process the sugar out. That's what I think, but do not quote me because I truly don't know the answer to that. Um, I just know drinking soda every single day is not a good thing. Um, Same thing with I've been eating a lot of cheese. There's nothing wrong with eating a lot of cheese, but man, just I've been loading up on carbs. Um, so the one thing I do want to try to more focus on is eating a more I guess you could say keto diet, just a more carnivoristic diet, a more meat based diet. Um, but even doing it just with like whey and eggs and still using cream and stuff like that, but trying to focus on that and still kind of go maybe get a physical and see how that works out. Like I said, I do want to try to slow down on a lot of the carbs and a lot of the sugars that I've been loading my body up with. That I truly, it's not bad again to have some. I don't plan to cut them all out, but just the amount of levels I have in my body, I do not diabetes runs within my family. I do not want to go down that road. And me crushing these sodas and these sweets is not helping me. So, and I just really got to focus on a good fuel and a good way to stay hydrated because this race is coming up on top of just other races and stuff I plan to run. So, being having my body in the best shape as possible only helps me out in the long run for those races and just for living. So that's a great thing. Um, so that's all today's episode was kind of about is fuel and how I truly need to focus on fuel. And maybe that is something that you need to do as well. Maybe you can really think about the fuel you're taking in. So actually for your daily discipline today, it is to do that, to think about the actual fuel that you're taking in on a day-to-day basis and think of it as really just as what it is. I know it's hard to really, there's probably a good analogy out there for it, but just because you're taking in a lot of sugar today and you don't feel the repercussions today, these things are compounding interest, which is something we've talked about here, uh, you know, and it's not good interest that it's building up. Um, so the more and more you just beat your body up with these things, the harder and harder it's going to be to come back from them, and the more and more chances sickness and diseases that are caused by high blood sugar and all this kind of stuff will start to arise because um, we're loading our bodies up with the exact thing that causes it. So the main thing is to really try to think about the fuel we're taking in, and let's try to be as healthy and conscious as possible. And again, I know no one's going to be perfect. No one can, it's hard to follow a perfect diet, but it just to try to be conscious, to try every day to work towards a better diet, and don't do it for I would say don't do it for body image or anything like that. Just do it like literally for yourself to live, because put yourself on an actual time scale. Time is very, very short, and to really think that maybe you just get one extra day out of it. But is it worth it? Is that one full extra day worth it? So I truly think it is. I think of course, and one extra day is worth it. Just to know that taking care of yourself, just by avoiding one thing that you've, load your body up with. Like, it's for me, again, instance is, just lots of pop and sugar. So, trying to avoid that at all costs. Other than that, uh, that's just your daily discipline for today, is to think about the things you're fueling your body with, and to try to refuel your body with some really good things, some good healthy options that are a lot better than what you're currently doing. So I don't know what body type you are, or what kind of diet you want to follow, but to really try to go out there and figure out a proper diet that you like to follow, and try to truly follow it. Try to fuel yourself up that way. And again, it's not going to be perfect. There'll be cheat days. There'll be days when, um, you know, you do load up on sugar or whatever the case may be. For me, like I said, I probably again will go out there one day, come back from a run and just be drained and just want like two sodas. So, which is what I did today. I drank my recovery shake, and then I was just still like tired out of it, and just like was dying for something sweet, and didn't even have cold soda. So I literally just poured like 16 ounces of warm soda and just drank warm soda because I just wanted something sweet and like calories in my body. So there's gonna be day, and that's what kind of made me conscious about it and wanted to kind of talk about it today. It's just I've been chugging soda. I got to the point where I'm drinking warm Coca-Cola. It's bad. So, um, yes, to try to just really, there's going to be days where it's not going to be perfect, and you're going to, um, you know, go get into it. But the whole point is to really, focus and work on it on a daily basis, and try to get better every single day, and learn from the failures, and not every day again is a failure. Like, I don't think me chugging that one warm soda was a failure, but me drinking the three sodas at work probably was the failure part of my day today. So yes, overall the amount of sodas was a failure. I need to really get better at that. I'm going to try to work at that tomorrow by substituting, um, cutting myself off to maybe one soda or two sodas a day, one at work and one at home, and that's it. Or just two at home, and try to really follow that strict rule, and the rest of the day just do water, and then eventually I can maybe break it down to one soda, and eventually no sodas, and maybe eventually just only sodas on race days, or a special occasion, something like that. So that is something I'm going to be working on. My fueling, especially again these next few weeks, I want to really try to cut these sodas out, focus on staying hydrated and all that jazz. Um, yeah, and just get some better fuel in my body to get ready for this race. Other than that, guys, I want to thank you so much for following along and listening to the Defining Discipline podcast. This is episode 249 in a row. This episode was themed fuel. If you guys can, please give this podcast and this episode a like on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and whatever podcast streaming platform you guys have been following along and listening on. Other than that, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 250. It's crazy to think that we're that far along, but it is here. So thank you guys so much for following along, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.